Well, hello everyone. I'm Benson. What an exciting year this has been for us. I'm from Venturous Group, and we had a lot of fast track progress this year, not just for ourselves, but also for smart cities. There's been a wall of money coming in and certainly almost exponential growth. So let me tell you the story. Today, I only have 4 messages for you. But before that, let me ask you one big question. In 5 years' time, I believe 1,000 cities will be smart. They will be the epicenters of this new all digital economy. So the question is, how big is this opportunity going to be? Message number one, during COVID, I guess we all were grounded. And to me, no travel actually meant all digital. Think about it. If you look at the US e-commerce penetration in the last 3 months, it has effectively doubled. This is a 40 times speed increase. And at the same time, if you look at China, everybody is working from home now. And which means that not only is everybody shopping digitally, but also working digitally. You then look at the Chinese consumers, 70% of them are saying that they are right now, this year, going to upgrade to 5G because the mobile is where they are consuming and playing. So shop, work, and play online, going digital. If you don't believe me, just follow the money. Ant Financial is going to be the biggest IPO probably next month. So the investors' money is going all digital. If you look at the market capitalization of just all the US tech stocks, that is already bigger than the European stock market. So corporates, in terms of the spending, in terms of the market capitalization, that money is also moving all digital. And lastly, China has committed to put $5 trillion to work, building basically digital infrastructure to make the whole economy transform into an all digital economy. But where will it be? Well, that's a good question because I believe that you need strong support from both the government and the businesses and consumers in order for this all digital to come through. You need a visionary government who is throwing a lot of money to build the necessary digital infrastructure. You need the businesses who believe that this is life or death for businesses themselves, because digital transformation is action and not talking. At the same time, if you look at the consumers, they are united in using their mobile. Everybody is using it to shop, to order the takeaways, to pay for things, and so on. You need all three in order for this all digital economy to emerge. And where will it go? I think it'll go very, very deep. If you look at China again, I call it the triple play, which is that it is transforming how we work on the left, how we live in the middle, and how we play on the right. Why do I say that? We work from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. We play on the right from 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. And we live in the middle between 2 a.m. and 9 a.m. So we are changing how we work. 5G and AI and IoT is transforming industries. The $5 trillion in digital infrastructure will make sure that all the businesses will fast forward into the digital economy. High-speed rail has already been done, you've heard about it, but in the next basically 5 years, what you don't know is that they're going to double the mileage again, allowing many people to choose where they want to live in. At the same time, you must have heard about the consumption upgrade and transformation in China, which effectively means 500 million middle class is going to change how they spend $3 trillion a year. Message number two is that in order for the all digital economy to come through, We believe the key is what we call the deep tech CPUs. These are the smart cities, the CPUs of the all digital economy. Why smart cities? Well, we believe that 2020 is the birth of the third generation internet. 20 years ago, year 2000 was the first generation PC internet. 10 years ago, 2010 was the mobile internet. And now it is the city internet. The reason I say that this is a smart city internet is if you think about how you really use your phone is starting to work with a lot of sensor devices, so-called IoT devices that are all around in the buildings and the rooms around you, which then talk to the cloud, so to speak, that covers the entire city. This whole unison is working for you. It's not just one device. And you would expect it to work wherever you are in the city and all the time. So that's why I define it as a city internet, and not just a city internet, but a smart city internet. And this is going to be bigger than mobile. It's going to be faster than mobile. And the really interesting thing about this is that we have seen this movie. This is the third time round, right? The other thing I want to highlight is that this is of a massive scale. And it's going to be far, far more complex than what we have seen in the first and second generation internets. Imagine, in China, in the next 2 decades, 300 million people, bigger than the size of the US, will be migrating and choosing where they work, where they live, and where they play. 300 million people. And it's going to be completely integrated, meaning that there's going to be 1,000 of these so-called smart towns and smart cities. They will all be interconnected because that's why they are smart. Within it, there'll be more than 1 million businesses, IT systems that are also interconnected, that are there to serve 1 billion users who are all on their mobile devices. All of that will need to be integrated, very, very complex, and forming what I call network of towns. Network of towns together forming all digital economy. Because of that, only deep tech can do it. Nothing else can touch that sort of scale and that sort of complexity. You heard a lot about digital infrastructure. In the future, it will be like your electricity supply. It will be like your power supply. It will be like your telecom carrier. It will be everywhere and you expect it. It will be like a power utility. You will need key technologies. And this time around, it's not just digital, it's not information, it is for the real world. That's why IoT, Internet of Things, is very important. Supply chains will be very important. Real buildings, real cities will become very important. And thirdly, what people also perhaps have not fully appreciated is that we said it needs to be integrated. They are all going to form networks. In fact, we call it ecosystem because it's everything and everyone working in unison, forming almost like an organic life economic system. So that's why these 3 areas we are cutting edge deep tech. Another way to describe it is to call it a programmable city. I like that word because if you think about it, I think the city in the future would look like a motherboard. Everything is connected. There are chips, just like on the picture on the right. There are key chips. There are key technologies, key unicorns. For you to imagine what that programmable city may look like, imagine the city as a giant iPhone. It makes everything super easy. It makes everything convenient. And not only does it look like that, it can upgrade itself every night because it's software, because it's programmable, and it becomes better every day. Here, think about your Tesla car. Every night while you sleep, it upgrades itself. And I also believe that the new smart cities will be very, very addictive because all that technology will get to know you so well, but not only that, it will start to work with you, becoming your technical assistant. And it will be something that would be very, very addictive to everyone once they start using it. Just like it is impossible for you to check into a hotel without Wi-Fi because you're now so used to it. Message number 3, I think in the future, in fact, in 5 years' time, nobody will tolerate dumb cities. Like I said, nobody will check in a hotel that doesn't have Wi-Fi. Why would you? You don't use a dumb phone, right? I think the key message here also is that technology will serve you and everyone, you all the time, okay? So you will live inside the technology. To give you a little bit more concrete example, for example, in terms of work, the systems will be working all the time with you. It will make you much more productive because it will be connected to all your office systems, factory systems, supply chain systems, and so on. And there will be less crises because that a lot of the work crises that you have are monitored in the background by the technology. We will have, in terms of living, we'll have more choice. We just said it. You don't need to live near where you work or where your factory is or where the supply chain is. You can work remotely. And because of that, because you don't need to drive an hour to the shop, to the mall, to buy stuff, there will be a lot less pollution. At the same time, I think in the new smart cities, you have a lot more connected social interaction with all your neighbors and all your colleagues, so that what was lost in big cities nowadays in terms of the neighborly community spirit will reappear, because social network no longer mean an ethereal Facebook. Instead, it will mean a real, genuine community spirit, a real social network. The other thing that perhaps has escaped people is that China quietly has been upgrading 1,000 smart towns and cities. They are all coming in the next 3 to 5 years, and they are already at version 3.0. 1,000 of them are being built. And you can imagine this will be way too complex for a, shall we say, ad hoc approach, a silo approach. That's why you need somebody to take the lead, and you need somebody to become the conductor. In this case, the Chinese government is taking the lead. Quietly, as I said, for the last 8 years, something like 800 smart towns and cities have been upgrading themselves. If you go to Hangzhou, it is already a very, I would say, futuristic, network-enabled city. You need mission. You need a sense of mission to set policies, to set KPIs for the mayors, and to set incentives for not just the mayors, but the businesses to embrace, like, for example, cashless societies. You need a vision of how does this all work? What can we do about town planning? So that's why I encourage you to go visit Cloud Town just outside of Hangzhou. This is a smart town that is co-developed by Ali Cloud and Hangzhou City. You must have heard of Xiong'an, this mega new future city that is built as a role model by the central government. But, and it's not just that they are doing this the first time. They have done it in Shenzhen, they have done it in Pudong, okay? And what is really attractive about this time is that with the new design of the smart cities, we can really think carefully about values, meaning what are the public social value we want the cities to deliver to our citizens? What are the private economic value that all of us working in the city can benefit and generate from being living close together. At this point, I want to give you two concrete examples that this is not all concept. This is really about things that have been done. iSoftStone, our strategic partner, have delivered a smart community system to Huaguoyuan, which is a 1 million population community. And it makes it smart by reducing energy cost, reducing crime rate, and you can see the satisfaction rate of residents going up because you can have digital feedback loops, allowing people to say instantly to the city governments what they want in terms of improvements. So this is pretty cutting edge. You're talking about digital twin city command centers, just like the picture in the middle. It's about very tangible benefits, as I say, it's already been done. But at the same time, I should also say this, of course, it's not perfect. There's still a lot of issues that we are trying to iron out, but at least we're doing something about it. And so it is evolving. The second concrete example I want to show to you is Neuron buildings that are being delivered by Arab, again, our strategic partner. Neuron is a building management software system that make buildings smart. Like I said just now, in the case of iSoftStone, which are making communities' entire district smart, this is much more concentrated into just the building. And Arab is already delivering this around the world. And for example, in Hong Kong, if you ever go to Taikoo Shing, one Taikoo Place, a new building, is already using Neuron. And in the use of Neuron, they realize that not only can they solve the problems that they have thought of, but they can actually apply to other new problems that they now can use Neuron to solve. Message 4. The key to Venturous in winning this race to smart cities is deep tech. And the way that we choose to very rapidly get to deep tech is by a conglomerate structure where we can, what I call, buy and build. This is a unique but proven structure. In the 90s, when Fosun International found the way for the new China to be the new economy to grow, they used the same structure. Legend Holdings, likewise, use a conglomerate structure to go into new industries through investing into top companies first. And by the way, we are only investing at this phase because this is much faster than just growing our own operation. So we will use investing a conglomerate approach so that we have, shall we say, many strategic technology companies to partner with us. So at this point, I want to introduce our two strategic partners. Our first partner is iSoftStone, who lets us cover the entire China. I've been working with iSoftStone for 13 years. In my previous employment, we made an investment very early into iSoftStone that has been ongoing for 13 years. I've been working with the CEO, transforming the company repeatedly. But what is very important about iSoftStone is, had it not for them, all this talk about smart city would be entirely conceptual. But with iSoftStone for the last 8 years, they have been working with 170 towns and cities, partnering with the mayors, working on something like 700 projects like smart hotels, smart hospitals, smart traffic, and so on. At the same time, they work with many of the industry's top companies, something like 1,000 of them, each of which representing a unique domain knowledge that they have gathered over the years. And you are talking about 50,000 engineers there who are working day in, day out within the whole of China. Our other partner is Arab, and whereas Isofstone let us cover China, Arab let us cover the world. Again, this is 18 years of chairman level relationship that we have with them. We have been working with them in terms of their own digital transformation, in terms of reimagining how the built environment will go digital. Whereas Isofstone will be the smart, Arab will be our city. They are our bedrock. And with them, everything that I told you is no longer concept, but real capabilities, real customers, real cities. And we leverage them to fast track. The way we're going to do the conglomerate is we divide it into two phases. We call it the deep tech house that we're building. We have a master plan, which is basically 10 verticals and a couple of technology horizontals. And the way that we're going to do it is that we will try to, in a sense, form long-term strategic partnerships with these vertical companies and horizontal companies, each of which we call it smart city technology key unicorns. The verticals are the digital industries, fintech, proptech, city space tech. Horizontals are the digital infrastructures. This is the areas that Isofstone is already covering. And we also expect a lot of crossovers. These are what we call the digital integration between the various companies, all of which needs a lot of M&As, a lot of strategic sort of movements, and which is why we need our own unique holding company structure to do it. Phase two, once we have acquired and invested and partnered with these unicorns, we expect to create even more new businesses, even more JVs, and even more IPOs. For example, Alibaba, we now have an ecosystem of many, many kids, and is only the next IPO. Wuxi Tech, one investment became 3 IPOs, became 3 JVs, and more. Innovance was just IPO last year. It's now already a super unicorn. Isofstone, the one that we talked about, we already split the company. We just started splitting the company into a second company, a second pocket rocket called ISS Tech. So again, strategic joint ventures, and we have done it many times in the past. As to where we are done with the first 100 million foundation. This is year 1 of phase 1. We have invested into 2 unicorns, both pre-IPO. We also have 3 other smaller investments, which are also key technologies. We have partnered with 2 super families. Likewise, we have a number of other elite families who are working with us, forming our own strategic partnerships. We have the 2 technology partners that we talked about. And so net-net, this year has seen a lot of progress. And we have raised and deployed 100 million, and we are speeding up. That's why I call this, we are on a fast track to smart cities. With that, I close, and I would also use this opportunity to say to all of you, we are arranging a daily deep tech show this week. Every 5 p.m. every day on Zoom, we'll be talking about one subject. We have some of the best CTOs to talk about digital twin, smart space, augmented reality, AIoT, medical AI, and so on. Every 5 p.m., you're welcome to join us on Zoom. And every 6 p.m., if you happen to be in Hong Kong, please come to St. Regis. You know, a couple of friends are joining us to talk about deep tech. And if you want to meet us one-on-one, we have virtual booths. Please go there. And also, you can come to our website. You can also organize one-on-ones on there. With that, I say thank you very much and all the best.